Yeah, I'm just gonna do this right here. You ready? My name's Seth. I'm the owner of Dry Ice Detailing Pros, and I started this business for the need of the service in the Houston market. I first started researching this about 3-4 years ago, and really wasn't something that was offered in the Houston market. So I visited a shop in Costa Mesa, Los Angeles area, and Jacob there was very kind enough to show me my operations and basically showed me how the dry ice cleaning works for the undercarriages of vehicles, especially classics, collector cars, and vintage. So why dry ice detailing? And several benefits of that, right? So the most common ways of usually cleaning the undercarriage is power washing, if you have a lift like this, or if you have it in a shop, right? And you degrease it and make sure that everything is kind of covered. Well, with dry ice detailing, there's no water, there's no residue, and with the dry ice cleaning method, not only is it gonna take off the surface layer of dirt and dust, but also the dirt and grime that's built up from 10, 15, 20 years of the car has been driven, right? These aren't things that is gonna work with the power washer. That's only gonna take off the surface layer of these vehicles. So especially with these older vehicles, you have a very open undercarriage and everything kind of sticks, especially with the older model Porsches. They're gonna have a lot more oil buildup, which basically is like a magnet for these dirt. Benefits of dry ice detailing and cleaning, right, is not only once you're seeing the after results here, but you're also seeing, you know, from a mechanical standpoint, oil leaks, any type of wear items, you're gonna see that a lot more prevalent because it's not gonna be covered in the dirt and grime. For dry ice cleaning, the best candidate for vehicles are anything that's 10, 15 years or older. A lot of examples like the air-cooled Porsches, you got the older Mercedes and BMWs, older American cars as well. Anything that has a little bit more open undercarriage that is gonna attract a lot of that dirt and dust from accumulating. The different services that we offer, primarily of course the undercarriage, as well as the engine bay, and also the wheel well of the vehicles, including the suspension. And then even the interiors, like the steering wheel, if it has Alcantara, headliner, anything, hinges, anything like that would work. Even wheels, the wheel hub is gonna work with the dry ice. It's very, one of the other key benefits of it, of course, is it's non-abrasive, right? Other methods like sandblasting and vapor honing, most of the time you have to isolate that piece and make sure that it's contained. With dry ice cleaning, all you have to do is put it on this lift and I can work on it without having to do any type of containment of that particular vehicle. So what I usually do with my customers when they're when they're asking about cost is bring in your vehicle. We can assess it on my lift and really inspect the vehicle and make sure that I want to make sure that if we're going to look at your budget, what that looks like, as well as what the condition of that vehicle might be.
Okay.
And based on that, we can assess the cost of the service. This is the main machine that we have here is the Coldjet PCS 60. This is the industry standard that was released about 3 years ago, and a very intuitive machine that you can basically use up to standard 3mm pellets to 0.3mm pellets on here. So As you can see, you can adjust the pounds per minute, particle size, and the PSI, right? So all that with this machine, that's why you can use it on paint, you can use it on the undercarriage, and it will be safe for it. The dry ice is through Emery Dry Ice here in Houston, Texas. And I get this in a 500-pound storage container, and it comes in this, and I'll show you real quick what that looks like. And I put extra insulation there to keep the dry ice in good condition. Yeah, definitely keep it fresh. Usually lasts 7 to 10 days in the storage. So this was it look like right here. So that's 3mm pellets, and the machine can break it down to 0.3. So. But just a quick note, as dry ice, even if it's a 500-pound container, over time it sublimates, meaning it just dissipates in the air, and it loses 1 pound per hour. So 24 pounds lost within the container, even if you don't use it. So I usually order my dry ice based on my customer for the week, and that is it. Degreasing the motor so it doesn't like splatter everywhere. So I'm not getting all the hard stuff, but just all the liquidy stuff out. So it's good to go. I'm gonna do this whole side right here where the transmission case is located. As you can see, part of the suspension is already done, so still a little bit of cleanup to do, but this will be the project for today. So I'm turning on the air compressor. I have a 3-phase air compressor here. This is what generates the air. This is our desiccant dryer. This gives the dew point of minus 40 degrees. So you don't want any moisture coming out of that dry ice machine. So this pulls that moisture before it hits the machine. So this is my wet tank, air supply. And then here we have my 400-gallon dry tank. So this is majority of the reserve here. So it keeps air supply so the air compressor doesn't run as hard and it's more efficient. So now I gotta just load the dry ice. Loading about 60 pounds of dry ice. Yeah, it's important to wear at least some gloves to make sure that you're not holding the dry ice, since it can burn over time if you are. So this machine is fairly loud when the dry ice comes out. So ear protection is a must, and also face protection. And I usually have a full PPE, but just for the demonstration, I'll just be in this outfit for now. Usually there's some water in here from like previous days, so I usually have to kind of purge it for like 15 seconds. I'm just gonna adjust it to my standard settings. Usually I have the recipe, so I have 3 recipes, one for undercarriage, one for my engine bay, and then one for my wheel well. So for this purpose, I'm just gonna put it at the setting for the undercarriage. I'm gonna set it a little bit higher because since 70 PSI at 1 particle size at 1 pounds per minute. So I'm just gonna hit this transmission case right now. So as you can see, all that oil, grime, I mean, I wiped it down a little bit, but that came off with the dry. So once it hits that surface at negative 100 degrees, the dirt and grime just falls off to the ground. We're here located in 2121 Brittmore in Houston, Texas. Message us on Facebook, IG, and our website at drivedetailingpros.com. Again, Seth Luwagi. I am the owner of Drives Detailing. Have a good one. Take care.